Empires rise, empires fall. This is the relentless rhythm of history. From the ashes of one power, another emerges, only to crumble in time. Ancient Rome, a name synonymous with power and grandeur, stands as a stark reminder of this cycle. Its story, a tapestry of ambition, conquest, and ultimately decline, holds up a mirror to our modern world. Are we merely repeating the mistakes of the past? Our own empires poised on the precipice of collapse? Rome's story is not merely an ancient tale, it is a cautionary one. By understanding the forces that propelled its rise and those that led to its downfall, we gain valuable insights into the dynamics of power, the fragility of civilizations, and the potential pitfalls that lie ahead for even the most dominant of nations. The echoes of Rome's past resonate through the corridors of time, urging us to learn from history's mistakes. In its infancy, Rome was a small, unremarkable city-state in the Italian peninsula. Yet, within this humble beginning lay the seeds of an empire that would change the world forever. Driven by an insatiable hunger for power and unmatched strategic brilliance, Rome embarked on a relentless series of conquests, expanding its dominion with each victorious battle. The Roman legions, feared and revered for their discipline and effectiveness, marched across Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East, subjugating enemies and annexing their lands into the ever-growing empire. But military might was just one piece of Rome's grand design. The Romans were masterful administrators and visionary builders, crafting a sophisticated system of governance and infrastructure that held their vast empire together. Roman law, celebrated for its fairness and rationality, provided a framework for justice and order. Ingenious aqueducts brought fresh water to bustling cities, while roads, stretching for thousands of miles, facilitated trade and communication, binding the empire together. These monumental achievements, coupled with a vibrant culture that absorbed and transformed the essence of conquered peoples, propelled Rome to the zenith of its power, a beacon of civilization and a harbinger of its own eventual fall. Under the enigmatic rule of emperors like Augustus, Trajan, and Hadrian, the Roman Empire reached its mysterious zenith. Pax Romana, the elusive Roman peace, descended upon the Mediterranean world. This era of unparalleled stability and prosperity saw a dramatic flourishing of art, literature, and philosophy. Monumental structures like the Colosseum and the Pantheon, testaments to Roman engineering and architectural genius, were erected throughout the empire. Rome's influence permeated every aspect of life, from the bustling cities of North Africa to the furthest reaches of Britannia. Roman coins, symbols of economic power, circulated freely throughout the empire. Latin, the language of the conquerors, became the lingua franca of the day, facilitating trade and cultural exchange. Rome, at the height of its power, seemed invincible, an empire shrouded in mystery, destined to rule for eternity. In the heart of Rome's golden age, the seeds of its downfall were already taking root. Internal strife, rampant corruption, and unchecked expansion began to erode the empire from within. Succession crises, economic turmoil, and relentless barbarian invasions struck like a series of fatal blows. The once invincible Roman legions found themselves stretched thin, unable to guard the empire's sprawling frontiers. By the 5th century CE, the mighty Roman Empire lay fragmented, overrun by barbarian tribes. The fall of Rome was a slow, agonizing descent, a stark reminder that no empire is invincible. As we face the challenges of our era, we must ask ourselves, are we learning from history, or are we, like Rome, marching towards our own inevitable fall? The year is 117 AD. The Roman Empire stands at the height of its power, a beacon of civilization and might. The sun, a symbol of their dominance, shines brightly over the sprawling city. The sun beats down on a magnificent city, illuminating its grand structures and casting long shadows that dance with the movement of the people. This is Rome, heart of an empire that stretches across continents, a city that pulses with life and ambition. The streets teem with people from every corner of the known world. Merchants hawk exotic goods, their voices blending into a symphony of commerce and culture. Slaves hurry through the bustling crowds, their faces a mix of resignation and determination, carrying the weight of an empire on their shoulders. This is the zenith of Roman power, a time when the empire's influence is felt far and wide, and its culture leaves an indelible mark on history. The air hums with excitement, a palpable energy that flows through the streets, fueled by the promise of prosperity and the thrill of daily life. Gladiators prepare for deadly combat in the Colosseum, their muscles tense and minds focused, ready to entertain the masses with their bravery and skill. The roar of the crowd echoes the might of Rome, a testament to the empire's power and the people's insatiable appetite for spectacle. This empire seems invincible, destined to rule for eternity, its grand architecture a symbol of its enduring strength and ambition. But even in this moment of glory, shadows lurk at the edges, hinting at the fragility that lies beneath the surface. The seeds of decay are already sown as time begins to erode the once unassailable structures and ideals of the empire. Greed and corruption fester within the ruling class, their lavish lifestyles and political machinations sowing discord and weakening the foundations of their power. Unrest stirs among the conquered populations, their discontent growing as the promises of Roman rule fail to materialize. For now, the Roman eagle soars, a symbol of the empire's might and the unity it strives to maintain. But how long can this golden age last? As the sun sets over Rome, one can't help but wonder if the empire's brilliance will endure or fade into the annals of history. Rome's rise is a tale of military prowess and strategic brilliance. Their legions, disciplined and ruthless, conquered vast territories. From the British Isles to the deserts of Arabia, the Roman Empire stretched. Their reach seemed limitless. Roman law and engineering were marvels of the ancient world. Aqueducts carried water for miles, supplying the empire's sprawling cities. Roads, built by Roman engineers, facilitated trade and communication. These achievements cemented Rome's dominance. But power often breeds complacency. The Roman elite, drunk on their own success, lost sight of the empire's foundations. They indulged in lavish lifestyles, ignoring the growing discontent among the masses. The stage was set for a dramatic fall. Rome's reliance on slave labor proved a double-edged sword. While it fueled the empire's economy, it also created a vast underclass. This underclass, treated with brutality and denied basic rights, grew increasingly resentful. Corruption within the ruling class reached epidemic proportions. Emperors, more concerned with personal gain than the welfare of the empire, neglected their duties. The once incorruptible Roman Senate became a breeding ground for intrigue and betrayal. Meanwhile, on the empire's fringes, new threats emerged. Germanic tribes, driven by climate change and pressure from other nomadic peoples, began to test the empire's defenses. The Roman legions, once invincible, found themselves overstretched and outmatched. The year 376 AD marked a turning point. The Visigoths, fleeing the Huns, sought refuge within Roman borders. This act, seemingly insignificant, would have catastrophic consequences. The Visigoths, mistreated by Roman officials, revolted. At the Battle of Adrianople in 378 AD, they dealt the Roman army a crushing defeat. This victory shattered the aura of Roman invincibility. The Western Roman Empire, weakened by internal strife and external pressures, crumbled under the weight of barbarian invasions. Waves of Goths, Vandals, and Huns swept across the empire. They sacked cities, plundered the countryside, and brought the once mighty empire to its knees. Section 5. The Fall of the Eternal City. In 410 AD, the unthinkable happened. Alaric, the Visigoth king, led his warriors into Rome. The Eternal City, for centuries, a symbol of power and invincibility, lay defenseless. For 3 days, the Visigoths rampaged through the streets. They looted treasures, burned buildings, and sent shockwaves through the known world. The sack of Rome marked the beginning of the end for the Western Roman Empire. By 476 AD, the last Roman emperor in the West, Romulus Augustulus, was deposed by the Germanic general Odoacer. The once mighty Roman Empire, fractured and weakened, was no more. Its legacy, however, would continue to shape Western civilization for centuries to come. Deep within the jungles of Central America, shrouded in mystery and intrigue, lie the ruins of a lost civilization. These ruins, overgrown and hidden by the dense foliage, whisper tales of a time long past where a great civilization once thrived. The jungle, with its thick canopy and vibrant life, guards these secrets closely, allowing only the most determined explorers a glimpse into the past. The Maya, masters of astronomy, mathematics and art, left behind a legacy as enigmatic as their sudden disappearance. Their observatories, built with precise alignments to the stars, reveal their deep understanding of the cosmos. Stone carvings of their gods and artifacts found in these ruins speak of a culture rich in mythology and spiritual beliefs. Their cities, adorned with towering pyramids and intricate carvings, tell tales of a people who understood the secrets of the cosmos. These pyramids, some of the tallest structures of their time, were not just architectural marvels, but also served as ceremonial centers. The intricate carvings on the stones depict scenes of daily life, religious rituals, and celestial events, offering a glimpse into the Mayas' sophisticated world. Their calendar, more accurate than any other in the world at the time, tracked the movements of celestial bodies with astonishing precision. This calendar, a testament to their astronomical prowess, was used not only for agricultural purposes, but also to plan religious ceremonies and predict celestial events. The hieroglyphs and carvings depicting stars and planets show their advanced knowledge of astronomy. The Maya thrived for centuries, their civilization reaching its peak during the Classic period from 250 to 900 AD. During this time, their cities expanded, trade flourished, and their cultural and scientific achievements reached new heights. The ruins of these cities, now silent and overgrown, stand as a testament to their ingenuity and resilience. Their kings, considered divine rulers, presided over a complex society of skilled artisans, farmers, and warriors. These kings were not only political leaders, but also spiritual guides, believed to communicate with the gods. The society they governed was highly organized, with a clear division of labor and a deep connection to the land and its cycles. But even as the Maya reached the height of their power, the seeds of their downfall were being sown. Environmental changes, internal strife, and external pressures began to erode the foundations of their society. The once great cities started to decline, and the jungle slowly reclaimed the land. Today, these ruins stand as a haunting reminder of a civilization that once held the secrets of the stars. The Maya civilization, unlike many empires, wasn't a unified empire. Instead, it was a mosaic of city-states, each with its own unique identity and governance. These city-states were scattered across what is now Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, Honduras, and El Salvador. It was a complex network of city-states, each ruled by a divine king. These kings were not just political leaders, but were also seen as intermediaries between the gods and the people. Their authority was often reinforced through elaborate rituals and ceremonies. These city-states engaged in trade, diplomacy, and warfare, constantly vying for power and prestige. Trade routes crisscrossed the region, bringing goods such as jade, obsidian, cacao, and textiles. The bustling marketplaces were centers of economic activity and cultural exchange. Their achievements in mathematics and astronomy were remarkable. The Maya were keen observers of the skies, and their knowledge of celestial movements was unparalleled. They built observatories to track the stars and planets, and their calculations were incredibly precise. The Maya developed a sophisticated writing system, a complex calendar, and a base 20 numeral system that included the concept of zero. Their hieroglyphic script was used to record historical events, religious texts, and astronomical data. They made significant advances in astronomy, accurately predicting eclipses and other celestial events. Their calendar system, which included the famous long count, was used to track both solar and lunar cycles. Their cities, built without the use of metal tools or the wheel, were marvels of engineering. The Maya constructed grand plazas, palaces, and ball courts, showcasing their architectural prowess and urban planning skills. Pyramids, temples, and palaces, adorned with intricate carvings and murals, stood as testaments to their skill and artistry. These structures were often aligned with astronomical events, reflecting the Maya's deep connection to the cosmos. But beneath this veneer of sophistication and success, cracks were beginning to appear. Environmental challenges, internal strife, and external pressures started to take their toll, leading to the eventual decline of this once great civilization. The Maya civilization, for all its ingenuity, was highly dependent on a fragile ecosystem. Their agricultural practices, while advanced for their time, were susceptible to drought and other environmental changes, and change was coming. Around the 9th century AD, a series of severe droughts struck the Maya heartland. These droughts, lasting for decades, had a devastating impact on their agricultural production. Crops failed, water sources dried up, and famine spread throughout the land. As resources dwindled, competition for land and water intensified. The once powerful city-states, weakened by drought and famine, engaged in increasingly destructive warfare. Social unrest grew, and the delicate balance of Maya society began to crumble. The precise reasons for the Maya collapse remain a mystery. It was likely a complex interplay of factors, including environmental degradation, climate change, overpopulation, and political instability. By the 10th century AD, most major Maya cities had been abandoned. The once thriving urban centers lay silent, reclaimed by the relentless jungle. The Maya people didn't vanish entirely, but their civilization in its classic form was gone. The collapse of the Maya serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of even the most advanced civilizations. It highlights the delicate balance between human societies and their environment, a balance that, once broken, can have catastrophic consequences. The Maya, though gone, leave behind a legacy of innovation, artistry, and a cautionary tale that resonates even today. The sun beat down upon the forum. It glinted off marble statues and gilded chariot. This was Rome at its zenith, a city of unparalleled grandeur. Emperors ruled from palatial villas. Their legions, the mightiest on earth, held sway from the misty shores of Britannia to the scorching sands of Syria. Trade flowed through the empire like lifeblood. Riches from distant lands filled Roman coffers, fueling grand spectacles and monumental architecture. The Colosseum echoed with the roar of the crowd, a testament to Rome's power and the boundless reach of its ambition. The Senate, once the heart of a republic, still met within its hallowed halls. Senators debated, though true power rested with the emperor. Yet their presence was a reminder of Rome's storied past. A past forged in conquest, shaped by the ideals of civic duty and the unwavering pursuit of glory. For now, peace reigned. The Pax Romana, a golden age of prosperity and stability, held the vast empire together. But even in this moment of triumph, a shadow lurked. The seeds of Rome's inevitable fall were already being sown beneath the veneer of invincibility. Cracks were beginning to show. The empire, vast and sprawling, was a logistical nightmare. Communication between Rome and its distant provinces was slow and unreliable. Maintaining the legions, the guarantors of peace, was a constant drain on the treasury. The influx of wealth from conquered lands had bred complacency. The Roman elite, obsessed with luxury and intrigue, had lost the hunger and discipline of their ancestors. Moral decay was setting in. The traditional values of simplicity, courage, and self-sacrifice were fading. Instead, greed, corruption, and a thirst for power infected the ruling class. Emperors, some capable, others cruel and decadent, rose and fell in quick succession. Assassinations and palace coups became commonplace. The stability of the empire, so painstakingly built, was slowly eroding from within. The first tremors of the impending earthquake were felt on the frontiers. Across the Rhine and Danube rivers, barbarian tribes, driven by pressure from the east and lured by the riches of the empire, grew increasingly bold. The Roman legions stretched thin, and plagued by declining morale, struggled to hold the line. Incursions became more frequent, more violent. Internal strife compounded Rome's woes. Economic crisis gripped the empire. Inflation soared, eroding the purchasing power of the masses. The gap between rich and poor widened into a chasm. Revolts and uprisings, fueled by hunger and desperation, became commonplace. The once invincible Roman Empire, beset by enemies from without and within, teetered on the brink of collapse. Section 4, The Fall of the Eternal City, a Legacy in Ruins. The year 410 AD, a date etched in infamy, Alaric, king of the Visigoths, led his warriors through the breached gates of Rome for the first time in 8 centuries. The Eternal City lay at the mercy of an enemy. The sacking of Rome sent shockwaves through the empire. It was a symbolic blow, a stark reminder of Rome's lost invincibility. The empire, fractured and weakened, was crumbling from within. In 476 AD, the final blow fell. Romulus Augustulus, the last Roman emperor in the West, was deposed by Odoacer, a barbarian general. The once mighty Roman Empire, which had spanned continents and lasted for centuries, was no more. Its fall marked the beginning of the Dark Ages. It's a period of decline and upheaval in Europe. Section 5, Echoes of Empire. Lessons from the ashes of Rome. The Roman Empire may be gone, but its legacy endures. Its ruins, scattered across Europe and North Africa, stand as a testament to its former glory. Its laws, literature and language to continue to influence us today. The story of Rome is a tale of ambition and achievement, but also of hubris and decline. It is a stark reminder that even the most powerful empires are not immune to the forces of history. Rome's fall teaches us that power, no matter how great, is fleeting. It reminds us of the importance of unity, civic virtue, and adaptability in the face of changing circumstances. Most importantly, it serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of complacency, corruption, and the overextension of power. The echoes of Rome's rise and fall continue to resonate, offering valuable lessons for leaders and nations even today.
Imagine the vastness of space. Picture countless stars, each representing an empire that once blazed brightly. Now imagine them fading into darkness. That's the story of empires. They rise, shine, and inevitably fall. Their power, seemingly eternal, turns to dust. Throughout history, great empires have dominated the world stage. From the Roman Empire to the Mongol hordes, each left its mark. But none escaped the cycle of rise and fall. They all eventually succumbed to the same forces that toppled their predecessors. Why do empires fall? More importantly, what can we learn from their demise? By studying the past, we can gain insights into the present and maybe, just maybe, avert a similar fate for our own civilizations. The ruins of empires whisper warnings we would be wise to heed. In our modern world, the lessons of their fall are more relevant than ever. Few empires have exploded onto the world stage as dramatically as the Mongols. From the windswept steppes of Central Asia, a leader emerged, Genghis Khan. A brilliant strategist and ruthless warrior, he united disparate Mongol tribes. Together they formed a force unlike any the world had ever seen. The Mongol Empire, under Genghis Khan's leadership, grew with astonishing speed and ferocity. Horsemen thundered across continents, conquering vast territories. From China's east to Europe's edge, the Mongol Empire stretched, a testament to military might rarely matched in human history. Genghis Khan's impact went beyond military conquest. He established a legal code, promoted trade, and fostered religious tolerance. But the seeds of the empire's decline were sown even during its peak. Empires, despite their outward grandeur, are fragile constructs. They are vulnerable to a range of internal and external pressures. Over time, these pressures can weaken even the mightiest of empires, leading to their eventual collapse. One common factor is internal strife. Succession crises, where power struggles erupt after a ruler's death, often weaken an empire from within. Civil wars divert resources, create instability, and make the empire vulnerable to external threats. Economic instability is another frequent culprit. Excessive spending on military campaigns, lavish lifestyles of the elite, or unsustainable infrastructure projects can drain an empire's coffers. This can lead to higher taxes, social unrest, and ultimately a weakening of the empire's power. Today, as we navigate a world of interconnected challenges, the lessons from fallen empires hold a stark relevance. The same factors that led to their downfall, internal divisions, economic instability, environmental degradation, are present in our modern world. Look around. Political polarization is on the rise. Economic inequality is widening the gap between the haves and the have-nots. Climate change threatens our planet's delicate ecosystems. These are not merely contemporary challenges. They are echoes of the past, warnings from history that we ignore at our peril. The parallels are striking. Just as internal divisions weakened ancient Rome, our current political polarization threatens to undermine our social fabric. Just as overspending on military campaigns drained Roman coffers, our own excessive military budgets come at the expense of crucial social and environmental programs. Leaving us vulnerable to both internal and external threats. Prioritize conquest over the needs of their people, they sow the seeds of their own destruction. Section 7. The seeds of their own destruction, environmental neglect. Perhaps the most sobering lesson from history is the interconnectedness of human societies and the environment. The delicate balance between human activity and nature has always been crucial for the survival and prosperity of civilizations. Empires, often blinded by their immediate needs, often fail to recognize their dependence on the natural world. They expand their territories, exploit resources, and in the process, disrupt the very ecosystems that sustain them. Environmental neglect, whether through deforestation, soil erosion, or overexploitation of resources, can have devastating consequences. These actions not only degrade the environment but also undermine the foundations of the societies that depend on them. Resource depletion, when unchecked, leads to barren landscapes and diminished agricultural productivity, which in turn can cause food shortages and social unrest. The ancient Maya civilization, once a flourishing culture in Mesoamerica, offers a stark example. Their sophisticated cities and complex social structures masked an unsustainable reliance on deforestation. The Maya cleared vast tracts of forest to fuel their growth, but this led to severe environmental degradation. The resulting environmental degradation, combined with climate change, contributed to their decline. The combination of deforestation and changing climate patterns created a perfect storm that the Maya could not withstand. Their story serves as a cautionary tale for modern societies. Today, we face an even greater environmental crisis in the form of climate change. The burning of fossil fuels, deforestation, and other human activities are altering our planet's climate at an alarming rate. The consequences of these actions are already being felt around the world. Extreme weather events, rising sea levels, and loss of biodiversity are just a few of the impacts. If left unchecked, the environmental challenges we face today could dwarf those faced by any empire in history. The stakes are higher, and the need for action is more urgent than ever. The consequences, if left unchecked, could dwarf the environmental challenges faced by any empire in history. it is imperative that we learn from the past and take decisive action to protect our planet for future generations. Section 8. Can we outrun history? The question facing us now is stark. Can we learn from the mistakes of the past and chart a different course? History is filled with lessons, both triumphant and tragic, that offer us a roadmap for the future. Or are we destined to repeat the cycle of rise and fall that has characterized so many civilizations before us? The rise of empires, their golden ages, and their eventual decline are patterns we see time and again. The answer, ultimately, lies in our own hands. History is not destiny. It is a guide, a teacher, but not a jailer. We have the power to break free from its chains. We are not bound by the mistakes of our ancestors. Each generation has the opportunity to forge a new path, to make different choices, and to create a better world. We have the knowledge, the technology, and the interconnectedness to create a more just and sustainable world. Our advancements in science and communication have given us tools our ancestors could only dream of, but to do so, we must first acknowledge the lessons of the past. We must study history not just to remember, but to understand and to act. We must recognize that our current trajectory, one of rising inequality, political polarization, and environmental degradation, is not sustainable. These are the warning signs, the red flags that history has shown us before. We must be willing to challenge the status quo, to demand better from our leaders, and to hold ourselves accountable for the choices we make. Only then can we hope to outrun history and create a future that is brighter and more equitable for all. Or crumble into ruin like so many before us. Will we rise to the challenge, or will we be the next chapter in the book of fallen empires? Comment below with your thoughts. The fate of our world rests in our hands.
Empire believed it would fall, but they all did. Could today's world be next? The desert sands whisper tales of forgotten glory. They speak of mighty empires, now reduced to rubble and dust. These empires, once vast and invincible, believed themselves eternal. They erected monuments meant to touch the heavens. But what happened next shocked the world. Their emperors claimed divine right, yet they all eventually crumbled. And the reasons were more surprising than anyone could have imagined. They rose, they flourished, and they crumbled. But what if the reasons were not what we think? The truth might astonish you. History is a graveyard of empires. Each believed itself exceptional, immune to the forces that toppled its predecessors. The Egyptians, the Greeks, the Aztecs, all succumbed to the same inevitable fate. Their palaces lie empty. Their armies are long disbanded. Their stories serve as cautionary tales, reminders that even the mightiest structures can crumble into dust. Do you agree with this interpretation of history? Leave your comments below. Few empires have risen with such meteoric speed as Rome. From humble beginnings, as a small Italian city-state, it grew into a vast dominion. Roman legions marched across continents, conquering all in their path. Their engineers built roads, aqueducts, and cities that stand as testaments to their ingenuity. At its zenith, the Roman Empire seemed unstoppable. It had achieved a level of power and influence unmatched in the ancient world. The fall of Rome was not a single event, but a slow, agonizing decline. Internal strife tore the empire apart. Corrupt officials lined their pockets while the infrastructure crumbled. Barbarian hordes, sensing weakness, launched devastating attacks. Economic woes crippled the once mighty empire. The legions, overstretched and underpaid, could no longer hold back the tide of chaos. By 476 CE, the Western Roman Empire had breathed its last. Section 5. The Mongol Horde, Riders of the Apocalypse. From the steppes of Central Asia emerged a new kind of empire, the Mongol Horde. These nomadic tribes, once scattered and divided, were united under a single banner by a visionary leader. Their rise was swift and unstoppable, fueled by a combination of military genius, unparalleled horsemanship, and a fierce warrior spirit. Led by the legendary Genghis Khan, these fierce warriors swept across Asia and Europe. Genghis Khan, born as Temujin, transformed from a tribal chieftain into one of history's greatest conquerors. His strategies and tactics were revolutionary, emphasizing speed, surprise, and psychological warfare. Their horses' hooves thundered across the land, leaving a trail of conquest and destruction. The Mongol cavalry was unmatched. Their ability to cover vast distances quickly gave them a strategic advantage over their enemies. They could appear seemingly out of nowhere, striking fear into the hearts of those who opposed them. They were masters of warfare, their arrows darkening the skies. The Mongol archers, mounted on their agile horses, could shoot with deadly accuracy, even at full gallop. This combination of mobility and firepower made them a formidable force on the battlefield. The Mongol Empire, at its peak, spanned from the Pacific Ocean to Eastern Europe, encompassing vast and diverse territories. This immense empire was not just a result of brute force, but also of sophisticated governance and diplomacy. The Mongols implemented efficient administrative systems and promoted trade and cultural exchange across their realm, the largest contiguous land empire in history. Their legacy is a testament to their extraordinary ability to adapt, innovate, and dominate. The Mongol horde truly were the riders of the apocalypse, reshaping the world in their wake. Section 6. Cracks in the Khanate, the price of overexpansion. The Mongol Empire, vast and powerful, was not immune to the forces of division. At its height, the empire stretched from the Pacific Ocean to the heart of Europe, encompassing diverse cultures, languages, and peoples. This vastness, while a testament to their military prowess, also sowed the seeds of their eventual downfall. The sheer size of the empire made it difficult to govern effectively, and the centralized control that had once been their strength began to wane. Internal strife and succession crises weakened the Khanate from within. The death of a great Khan often led to power struggles among his heirs, each vying for control. These succession disputes were not merely family squabbles, but full-blown conflicts that drained resources and divided loyalties. The once unified leadership began to fracture, and with it, the stability of the empire. The empire, too large to manage effectively, fractured into smaller, warring factions. Regional leaders, or khans, began to assert their independence, carving out their own territories, and often coming into conflict with one another. These internal divisions were exacerbated by external pressures from neighboring states and peoples who sought to reclaim their lands and autonomy. Gradually, the Mongol grip on power loosened. The once feared Mongol armies, now stretched thin and plagued by internal discord, could no longer maintain their dominance. Fortresses that had once stood as symbols of Mongol might begin to fall, and territories that had been under their control for decades started to slip away. Local rebellions flared up, challenging the Mongol yoke. Subject peoples, long oppressed under Mongol rule, seized the opportunity to rise up. These uprisings were not isolated incidents, but widespread movements that further weakened the empire's hold. The Mongols, once the conquerors, found themselves on the defensive, struggling to quell the growing unrest. By the mid-14th century, the once mighty empire had splintered, its territories divided amongst rival khans. The grand vision of a unified Mongol empire had crumbled, replaced by a patchwork of competing states. Each khanate pursued its own interests, often at the expense of the others, leading to a period of fragmentation and decline. The legacy of the Mongol Empire, however, would endure, influencing the course of history for centuries to come. Section 7. Echoes of Empires, Lessons from the Past. The rise and fall of empires offer a sobering lesson. No civilization, no matter how mighty, is invincible. The seeds of destruction often lie within. Complacency, corruption, and internal division can weaken even the strongest foundations. External pressures, from barbarian invasions to economic collapse, can deliver the final blow. History is a stark reminder that power is fleeting. Section 8. The Seeds of Our Demise, Modern Parallels. Today, we stand at a crossroads. Our globalized world, interconnected and interdependent, faces unprecedented challenges. Climate change, economic inequality, political polarization, these issues threaten the very fabric of our civilization. Are we repeating the mistakes of the past? Are we sowing the seeds of our own demise? Section 9. An empire of our own? The future is not yet written. Each day we hold the pen that will inscribe the story of our civilization. The blank pages before us are filled with endless possibilities waiting for us to make our mark. As the sun rises over our cities, it brings with it a new dawn of opportunities and challenges. What we choose to write on these pages will define the legacy we leave behind. We have the power to learn from the past, to delve into the annals of history, and uncover the lessons that previous generations have left for us. In the quiet corners of libraries and the bustling classrooms of our schools, knowledge is passed down, offering us a chance to avoid the mistakes of those who came before. By understanding the triumphs and failures of ancient civilizations, we can chart a course for a better future. To address the challenges we face, we must come together as a global community. Engineers are designing sustainable solutions, communities are gathering to discuss pressing issues, and activists are raising their voices for change. These collective efforts are the building blocks of a more resilient society. By working together, we can tackle the environmental, social, and economic challenges that threaten our world. And to build a more sustainable and equitable world, we must embrace innovation and inclusivity. Green energy projects, urban farming initiatives, and community-driven environmental efforts are paving the way for a brighter future. By fostering diversity and collaboration, we can create a world where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. Our actions today will determine the health and prosperity of future generations. Or we can succumb to the same forces that toppled the empires of old. The choice is ours. History is replete with examples of once great civilizations that fell due to hubris, neglect, and internal strife. The ruins of these empires serve as stark reminders of the consequences of failing to adapt and evolve. We stand at a crossroads with the power to either repeat the mistakes of the past or forge a new path forward. What will our legacy be? As we bury time capsules and watch our children play in peaceful parks, we must reflect on the world we are creating for them. The decisions we make today will echo through the ages, shaping the lives of those who come after us. Will we be remembered as the generation that rose to the occasion, or as one that let opportunities slip through our fingers? Will we learn from the ghosts of empires past, heeding the warnings etched into the annals of history? The echoes of ancient battles and the ruins of once great cities tell a tale of ambition, conflict, and eventual decline. By studying these remnants, we can glean insights into the pitfalls that lead us if we fail to heed the lessons of history. The past is a mirror, reflecting both our potential and our peril. or will we become one ourselves? The modern world, with its towering buildings and determined youth, stands at a symbolic fork in the road. The path we choose will determine whether we rise to new heights or fall into the annals of history as another cautionary tale. The future is in our hands, and the choices we make today will shape the world of tomorrow. What kind of empire will we build? Support our channel via PayPal at paypal.me/Epoch518. Don't forget to subscribe, leave your comments and questions, and activate notifications. Let's build a brighter future together. No empire is eternal. Is today's world on the brink of collapse? Rise and fall of civilizations. It is a story as old as time. Across millennia, powerful civilizations have dominated the world. They leave behind awe-inspiring monuments and tales of incredible feats. Yet they all eventually crumble. Why empires collapse? Their grandeur fades into dust. Are we next? As we face global challenges like climate change and pandemics, the question becomes more pressing. Could modern superpowers suffer the same fate as ancient empires? Let's discuss. This is a history documentary. What makes an empire? Military might, economic prosperity, social cohesion. These factors, often intertwined, have propelled civilizations to greatness. The Roman Empire, with its legions and laws, controlled vast territories. The Mesopotamians, masters of irrigation, built thriving city-states. The Aztecs, through a complex social structure and religious beliefs, forged a powerful empire in Mesoamerica. But power can be fleeting. Throughout history, empires that seemed invincible have crumbled from within, their foundations weakened by internal strife and discord. Internal strife, like a disease, can eat away at an empire's core. It starts subtly, with minor disagreements and power struggles, but can quickly escalate into full-blown conflict. Rome, once a symbol of unity, was torn apart by political corruption and power struggles. Senators and generals vied for control, leading to civil wars that drained the empire's resources and morale. Mesopotamian city-states, weakened by internal conflicts, became vulnerable to outside invaders. Their inability to unite against common threats led to their eventual downfall. The Aztec Empire, despite its strength, was plagued by internal rebellions that ultimately contributed to its downfall. These internal divisions made it easier for external forces, like the Spanish conquistadors, to conquer and dismantle the once mighty empire. Even in medieval Europe, kingdoms and principalities were often torn apart by internal strife. Feuding nobles and rival factions weakened the state, making it susceptible to invasions and uprisings. The lessons of history remind us that internal strife can be as destructive as any external threat. Whether in ancient times or the modern era, unity and stability are crucial for the survival and prosperity of any society. The weight of excess economic collapse. Throughout history, economic collapse has been a recurring theme, often leading to the downfall of entire civilizations. The consequences of financial mismanagement, environmental changes, and social upheaval have left indelible marks on the pages of history. Economic instability can also bring down even the mightiest empires. The collapse of these once great societies serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of human constructs. When the foundations of an economy crumble, the ripple effects can be felt far and wide, affecting every aspect of life. Rome's overspending on wars and luxuries drained its coffers. The Roman Empire, known for its grandeur and military prowess, eventually succumbed to its own excesses. Lavish banquets, monumental architecture, and continuous warfare depleted the empire's resources, leading to economic strain and eventual collapse. The Mesopotamian civilization, heavily reliant on the unpredictable Tigris and Euphrates rivers, faced recurring droughts and famines. These environmental challenges disrupted agricultural production, leading to food shortages and economic instability. The once thriving cities of Mesopotamia struggled to sustain their populations, ultimately contributing to their decline. The Aztecs, despite their wealth, suffered from a rigid economic system that hindered growth and innovation. Their economy, heavily reliant on tribute and a complex barter system, lacked the flexibility to adapt to changing circumstances. This rigidity stifled economic progress and left the Aztec civilization vulnerable to external pressures and internal strife. The walls close in external pressures. External pressures, like barbarian invasions or natural disasters, can deliver the final blow. The Roman Empire, weakened by internal turmoil, could not withstand the onslaught of Germanic tribes. The Mesopotamian civilization fell to the invading Persians. The Aztecs, already weakened by internal strife, were conquered by the Spanish conquistadors. Echoes of the past, a modern reflection. Today, we stand as a global civilization interconnected like never before. Yet we face eerily familiar challenges. Political polarization threatens our unity. Economic inequality widens the gap between rich and poor. Climate change looms large, threatening our very existence. A time for action, shaping our destiny. In the vast expanse of the universe, our planet is but a tiny speck, yet it holds the collective dreams, hopes, and aspirations of billions. As the sun rises over Earth, it symbolizes a new dawn, a fresh opportunity to shape our destiny. The lessons of history are clear. Through the pages of ancient books, scrolls, and manuscripts, we uncover the wisdom of our ancestors. They speak to us across the ages, reminding us of the triumphs and failures that have shaped human civilization. Empires, no matter how powerful, are not invincible. The ruins of once great empires, the fallen statues, and the broken columns stand as silent witnesses to this truth. They remind us that power and glory are fleeting, and that the foundations of any society must be strong and resilient. They are built upon a foundation of unity, sustainability, and adaptability. When people from diverse backgrounds come together, they create a tapestry of strength and innovation. Sustainable energy projects like wind turbines and solar panels are not just technological advancements. They are symbols of our commitment to a better future. When these pillars crumble, empires fall. The decaying structures and crumbling buildings of the past serve as a stark reminder of what happens when unity, sustainability, and adaptability are neglected. They are a testament to the fragility of human achievements. Will we heed the warnings etched in the ruins of past civilizations? As archaeologists meticulously examine these ruins, they uncover stories of ambition, hubris, and downfall. The juxtaposition of ancient ruins with modern cities highlights the continuous thread of human endeavor and the lessons we must learn. Or will we become another cautionary tale in the annals of history? The faded photographs and historical timelines are not just records of the past. They are mirrors reflecting our potential future. They challenge us to reflect on our choices and the legacy we wish to leave behind. The choice and the responsibility lies with us. In our hands, we hold the power to shape our destiny. By embracing unity, sustainability, and adaptability, we can build a future that honors the lessons of the past and paves the way for generations to come. The future is not a distant dream, it is a reality we create every day. Follow our channel for more epic content. Support our channel via PayPal and help us continue bringing you insightful content. Don't forget to subscribe for more epic journeys through time and beyond. Together, we can shape a brighter future. Want to make videos like this? Subscribe to InVideo here. Could modern superpowers suffer the same fate as ancient empires? Let's discuss. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Your support drives us to create more epic historical content. Call to action. Subscribe now and join the journey. Don't miss future epic historical stories. Subscribe here. Epic Echoes in Video AI. Subscription. Get 50 free minutes to create your own videos. Support us on PayPal. paypal.me/epic518. Regularly analyze YouTube studio data. Review audience retention graphs to identify where viewers drop off. Adjust pacing, visuals, or voiceover at key drop-off points to boost retention. Incorporate viewer feedback. Pay attention to comments for insights into what viewers liked or found confusing. Use audience suggestions to inspire follow-up videos. A/B test thumbnails and titles. Experiment with different thumbnails and headlines to find what drives higher CTR, click-through rate. Consistent text formatting and visual appeal. Use bold emojis and symbols strategically for emphasis without cluttering the text. Ensure timestamps and key details stand out for easy scanning. DF Thenti Blightu Biker Lofidut Limti will stark Epic Echoes at Epic 518.